Howdy, folks, and welcome to the Supernova Society. I am Brian Wiener. I'm with Holly Hamill and Lauren Morgan. This is our fourth in the series of our Supernova Ideals. This is number 4, which is take intentional action now. Holly?
When we take intentional action now, we are employing immediacy mixed with empowerment. While abundance is infinite, our time in this world is not. Tomorrow is not guaranteed to any of us, and many things are fleeting and ephemeral. So you want to take the opportunities where they show up, because who knows if they're going to show up the same way. There is magic in the present moment. And remember that intentionally not choosing to do something is a choice. If you choose an action, ask yourself, am I choosing this based on fear or based on love? Tomorrow is not guaranteed, and the only time that's truly real is now. So when you choose to do something tomorrow, what you're really telling the universe is that your action of what you're trying to do is not worth doing now. Is that the signal you want to send out?
It's funny. I always think like you can't win unless you buy a ticket, right? And for me, I buy a lot of tickets. I like to jump into things and see what's going to happen because they might not be there. I learned this lesson a while ago when at Burning Man, there might be something like very specific in one moment and you're like, oh, I'll come back to that later. And it's gone and you missed it. And so I learned very long ago to do things in the moment because they might not be there. Back to that ephemeral. Loma, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, definitely. For me, taking intentional action now brings us face to face with the beauty and the vulnerability of the present moment. And it puts us into this flow state of experiencing with the present moment. And honestly, it's the gravitational force between us and our dreams. It's the action in between the two. And so often we hold ourselves back from inspired action by telling ourselves stories of things like, it's not the right time, or I don't have time, or I don't know the right place to start, or only if X, Y, and Z happen first. We put conditionals on it. And we give ourselves these obstacles when we tell ourselves these stories. And taking intentional, inspired action in the moment is how we overcome those obstacles. And I also feel like intentional action means taking things just one step at a time. It takes patience and humbleness to move slowly and purposefully. It's nothing monumental. That's why a lot of people don't want to do it, because it's a short game. It's simply taking a digestible task and doing it so that you're one step closer to your goal. And sometimes I think it's just better to take that one step forward, even if you don't have every step after it mapped out perfectly. Because oftentimes, what I found in my own personal experience is that these steps will just materialize under your feet if you continue taking that step. If you maintain your momentum and you're pressing forward, the path will kind of lay out before you.
Exactly. The phrase leap and the net will appear has informed so much of my success in this life. Have you ever heard the phrase fortune favors the bold? I just fling myself out there and just trust in the universe. Know that when I take massive inspired action and fling it out there boldly, then fortune favors that. And this fortune favors the bold refers to the phenomenon where people who face problems with determination and courage are the ones who attain massive levels of success, because being brave is often rewarded and it brings good luck. Genius doesn't often strike in the pre-planning stage. Genius strikes while you're in practice doing the thing. And progress is so much more important than perfection. If we wait until something's perfect, secret is perfection doesn't really exist anyway. What's important is that you're putting yourself out there, because the universe rewards massive inspired action.
It's funny. This kind of brought up two things for me. The earlier part kind of brought up that journey of 1,000 steps begins with just one. You guys have all heard that. Or the largest tree in the forest is started from just one seed. So it's just that first initial thing. And I really like what Loma was talking about with the intentional, doing it for reasons. Make sure you understand why you're doing it and do it thoughtfully and methodically. but really, taking the action. And the other part is a life philosophy of mine, which is luck is when skill meets opportunity, and taking advantage of that opportunity and knowing those opportunities, they may only be ephemeral, they may only be in a few moments. And it takes bravery to do that. So I feel like that kind of ties in with what both of you guys are saying, kind of inspired that from me. And that leads to the next question, which is, how do we do this, right? And that is, begin wherever you are. Like wherever you are, whatever you have, it's enough to start, right? You don't have to wait for that perfect moment. You don't have to wait for that perfect thing to happen. Let go of all of these preconceived ideas that you have, right, about what you need or where you need to be. Let it go, right? And just do it. Just do the thing, right? And pick a small action, right? And let it snowball, the journey of 1,000 steps. But seriously, like, just do it. Just do it now.
And if you guys are looking for a sign,
This is your
your
sign.
sign.
now.
Just do it. Do it now. I really want to end with this quote. There's no such thing as the right time, situation, or place. You have all of it. You have all it takes. Just dig within and exhume all the greatness inside of you and transform the world with an inexhaustible drive and without fear of limitations. This was by Chinonye Chidolu. Thank you so much for joining us. And whatever that action is, just do it now.
Get out there and do it.
Do it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you guys.